Hello everybody, I'm Michael, and this is Elizabeth, and we're here today to continue the dissection of a yoga class and the different parts of a yoga class. Today we will be going over the half moon pose, the one-legged triangle pose, and the twisted half moon pose. That might sound like a lot, but that's why I'll be instructing the movements, and luckily I have Elizabeth here to demonstrate the movements. And basically what we're doing is giving you some options and some choices for what you can do in yoga class or what you could bring into your own practice and make your own practice a little more rich and a little more full. Just realize these are choices, these are options, and take away what works, leave the rest behind. So, to come into the half moon pose, it usually comes from another position. So let's say the position we started off with, we'll start off from the triangle pose. Does that sound good? Mm-hmm. All right. So we're in triangle pose, which we covered in a previous video. So I'm sure if you need to get familiar with triangle pose, you can always take a look at that one. So here we are in triangle pose. Now from the triangle pose to get into the half moon pose, all you would do is bend your right knee slightly. The right fingers would go to the floor in front of your right foot, and then the back leg would lift up off the floor. Now as the back leg lifts up off the floor, notice how the top hip is stacked upon the bottom hip. The back leg is strong and that's solid in the air. The stomach muscles are firm and that's what's giving you stability in the pose, because you got to have stability, especially at the center point of the body. Now, notice the alignment, and the alignment is important to the point that you want to touch the right muscles. You don't want to get overcritical with the alignment for the aesthetics, because how it looks, it really doesn't matter. It's how it feels. How does it feel?
Great.
Fantastic. That means the pose is working. So the fingers are down, the top fingers are high. You could focus your eyes down on the floor or up at the ceiling, but try to stay in one point with your focus, because the focus is so very important. And yes, the breathing is deep. In case I forgot to mention that, you're breathing deeply, yes?
Yes.
So from here, now we're going to make the transition into the one-legged triangle. It's a pretty fancy position, let's say. If you make the transition from the half moon into the one-legged triangle by having the bottom hand grab the bottom ankle. Hence, one-legged triangle pose. It's a daring position, but notice the calmness within Elizabeth within this daring pose. From here, back into the half moon position. A beautiful, flawless transition in the aspect of the breathing is still calm. We got one more for you, the twisted half moon pose. All that would happen, the top hand would go to the floor under your shoulder. Then the hand that was at the bottom would now go up to the sky. Now, notice the twisting from the waistband, the bottom of the spine, up to the top. The hip is pointing down, but the leg is still lifting. And now the top hand is reaching to the sky. And there we have the twisted half moon pose. All we're going to do is take one more deep inhalation. Can you glance up at your thumb? And then on the exhalation, come out of the pose as gracefully as can be. All right, everybody. That is the half moon pose, one-legged triangle, and twisted half moon pose. Thank you for joining us today for this little instruction. If you want more classes or more videos, you can find them at yogaabove.com. Namaste.